You guys are awesome!
Hey yo, viewers! I was just feeling a little more animated today and just wondering if any of the slackers have heard any news on the runDisney rumor mill. Because I'm just here collecting the convid fluffies and looking for some more races to look forward to. So, guys, gals, have you heard anything?
I am probably the last person you should ask since I just sign up for all the races that you guys tell me to sign up for.
I hate to throw MK under the bus here, but MK, I'm gonna tell the world what you heard, which is that there's a rumor that runDisney is coming back to both coasts with reverse corral assignment. So, Corral A, here I come.
Hello, friends. I don't know if y'all know this about me or not, but I am not a morning person. I did, however, just inhale an 8-pack of Mrs. Baird's cinnamon sugar donuts, so cheers to the slackers.
MK, I commend you on your fueling choices today. May it fuel you and propel you through any runs or physical activity you do this morning. But I must confess that earlier today I did decline free donuts. Why did I do that? I don't know. If I can get back in my DeLorean and change that, I would. But has anyone heard about sport beans going away and little bags of mini donuts being replaced by it?
You declined free donuts?
Well, just following that old adage of not taking food from strangers. But then again, what do we do at restaurants or race courses, taking Twizzlers or Red Vines or random drinks from strangers on the road? So I guess that old adage doesn't always add up, even though we may get mini donuts on the race course, if that rumor is true or not.
Okay, now that I'm over my shock, did you receive any intel about what kind of donuts would be delivered on the race course? I'm assuming at mile 8?
Well, hate to break it to all of you slackers, but I too did decline said donuts this morning. They were, in fact, lovely looking, individually wrapped packages of Hostess donuts, mini donuts, chocolate covered, and they looked fabulous, but instead, I ate some Icelandic yogurt that was subpar. As for donuts at mile 8, I think that they should be cinnamon sugar. And unlike Jar, Ox, and Spoon, I did know the people who were giving me those donuts or offering them to me, but sadly, I declined.
From what I've heard from my intel, those Joffrey's donuts, I finished with one at the last Rival Run half marathon, link above. They are large donuts, so they are mini donuts compared to those large Joffrey's donuts or those Everglazed donuts, because if you ever had one of those, they're pretty ginormous and they are mini, so they are regular sized donuts.
I'm totally on board for these mini, not mini donuts from Everglazed. Trying to think of some of the flavors we had, but I can't remember. But still, I think the bigger the better when it comes to mile 8 donuts, now that I think of it, because my manual dexterity at about mile 8 is wavering, I would say. My next question, do you guys think, should we copyright the term sport donuts now? Brought to you by the Slackers. Also, I'm noticing that the J. Crows has not popped in on this thread yet. Jar, are you guys feuding again?
I noticed earlier this week that the J. Crows and Jar, Ox, and Spoon spent a considerable amount of time together, and I'm wondering if that was a bonding exercise so that we can avoid these rifts in the future. I also know that the J. Crows is preparing today to be paraded downtown, the storybook capital of America, to kick off some festivities, so he may have a spa day planned for that mustache.
Well, first of all, let's get our legal team on that to either trademark, copyright, or whatever we have to do for Sport Donuts. Brought to you by the Slackers. Well done. As far as J. Crow goes, aka the mayor of the lake, the ambassador of the storybook capital of America, or the convid killer, He's very busy these days, so we will await his presence and his mustache's presence here. So we'll see. Sport Donuts.
As prefaced by the siblings, it is indeed a glorious day here at the storybook capital of America, Abilene, Texas, because it is kickoff of our annual Children's Art and Literacy Festival, during which I will be riding in the back of a convertible leading the parade, a group of costumed characters honoring our guest, Lauren Long, illustrator of Otis and the Calf and many other beloved children's books.
Welcome, Jay Crow, to this episode, and thank you for that information about the storybook capital of America. But not to bust Mr. Lauren Long's bubble, he may have illustrated Otis and the Calf, but I'm here to announce that I am also illustrating a children's book. It's called Jar and His Calves, and it is about the rigors of running a race that you're actually trying to after mile 9.
Run Disney update. It's a Run Disney update. Don't have a whole lot to add to that part of the conversation. I'm not as connected as the other influencers in this group. However, I am excited for the return of races, should there be any, particularly marathon weekend. I won't be at Princess because I'll be at Fish Mexico. Fish Mexico.
Well, speaking of the band Fish and other things that start with the letter P, I heard a rumor, or I'm just making this up, that there is going to be a new Corral P for Run Disney, and P stands for party. You need a proof of time? No, you don't. You just need a proof of having fun, and how much fun can you have? You may need to send a proof of what kind of food you eat during the course, but I'm looking forward to being part of that corral. Yo.
I heard a similar rumor, King, except Corral P actually stood for Proof of Convid Vaccine. Throw me in that corral.
You know what? That doesn't sound like a half bad idea, Director Crow. You also had a very good idea. We've been part of some races here where there's really no corrals and they don't hold people like a tank of fish, whether you're vaccinated or not. But what are your corral dream scenarios? Take it away, Director.
I'm glad you asked, King. People don't ask my opinion often enough. I say no corrals, just like Shout Out, Cowtown, Fort Worth, endorsement implied. You show up, you walk to the start line, you run. I don't need to get hyped up. I don't need to be squished together with a bunch of other humans just because they think they're about to take the barricade away and we're about to move when really we're not. So I say, show up, walk to the start line, run.
Those are very good observations, Jay Crone, and I think Mr. Farron will take that into consideration. But I know some people may miss the hyping up of the DJ and how every single time we jump from Corral A to Corral P, that the video goes viral, and I'm gonna really miss the DJs hyping up. You guys are awesome!
Can I also say that I was a little surprised, and I'm sure many of our viewers are as well, that Memoji would actually have that particular style of facial hair.
Well, I know the facial hair on my Memoji is a little overstated, but this is as close as it gets, and I know our DMs have been filling up so much asking about our facial hair. Probably most asked is, or most observed is how you can combine the facial hair of me and the J Crow and get a full beard with the two of us.
For those discerning viewers of ours, I think it is appropriate to bring up that my Memoji is likely the most accurate looking Memoji. It's almost like I took a photograph or had a portrait made.
Guys, come on. My Memoji is very accurate to what I look like. I even put my little freckles there. I've got my brown eyes. I've got my pigtails that I sometimes wear for the runs. Come on. I think I did a pretty good job.
I'm sorry that all of us can't have generic features like you, J Crow. Some of us are just harder to capture through animation.
Burn, Jez!
Finally, let's hope all this Run Disney talk and chatter and goodwill today leads us back to those non-corralled races at the place we all love, the WDW. Back to you, King.
So for now, I'd like to thank the rest of the Slackers and you, viewer, for watching this animated video from us. And now to close, I will throw it to our West Coast Slackers correspondent, Doris, on her recent video to the DL. Woo!
Hey Slackers, it's Doris, your West Coast correspondent. We're sorry we couldn't make it to March of the Mobile Order, but here we are at Disneyland on May 4th, and we have completed our May the 4th Be With You virtual 10K. We've just refueled by eating Ronto wraps. We're rehydrating by drinking our Mellaroo juice in Tatooine Sunsets. And we hope to see you all soon at the WDW. So like, subscribe, and tell your mother about this.